Hi guys, Scott Adkins here, and we're back with another kicking tutorial just like I promised, and today we're going to be working on the spinning hook kick. So first of all, you've got to make sure that you're doing the hook kick properly, okay? So it's a pretty simple kick, and I don't think it's a very devastating kick. It's not the most powerful kick, but in a real situation it might take somebody's mind off something so you can hit them with something else, but it doesn't have a lot of power. But when you add the spin to it, it has an enormous amount of power, so it's definitely worth learning, and you have to make sure that you do it correctly, otherwise you won't be doing the spinning hook kick correctly. So just to briefly touch on this, you need to step up to the kicking leg, so I'm close enough to kick the guy. I'm in a side kick position, therefore this foot that I'm stepping up with, I need to turn it so that my toes are pointing out this way, my heel is pointing that way. That puts my hips into the correct position, like so. I turn my back slightly to my opponent, but make sure that you get this foot into the correct position, and then I'm just going to lean back this way, and I'm going to chamber the knee and just hook with the heel. Chamber the knee up, hook with the heel, bringing in the leg this way. Knee up, hooking in with the heel. It's good to add on to side kicks and stuff like that. You can hide stuff, and then I'm popping out the hook kick. But as I say, it's not the most powerful kick, but you do need to know what to do, especially if you're going to do the spinning hook kick. So it's very simple. From here, I'm going to step over 90 degrees with that foot, or even more if you want, whatever suits you best. And as I look over this shoulder, you can see that actually my foot now is turned, so that I'm in that hook kick position with the toes pointing this way, the heel pointing this way, the side kick position. When I see my target, that's when I can throw that hook kick out there. So it's very simple. From here, stepping in, turn, kick. It's really important that you move this foot around to here. If it's not round enough, you're going to end up kicking too soon and having no weight behind your kick. What I need to do with this kick is I need to spin fast, right? And the best way to do that, of course, is to start with your head. As soon as my head turns and I look to where I'm going to kick, the quicker I can do that, the better. But also to add the extra torque and the speed, what I can do is, I've stepped into that position and I'm going to throw this elbow around like that. And then when I look at my target, then I can kick. So I'm using my arms to give myself more speed. Okay, I'm stepping in and I'm using my elbows, and that's what gives me the speed. From here, step in, spin. I'm stepping in, using my elbows and spinning. Now the more that I throw my head and my elbows around, the faster I can spin, and the faster I spin, the more powerful the kick's going to be. So I'm stepping in, elbows and head, kick at the same time. That's where the power comes from. And don't forget, you've got to push off the floor. All the power always originates from the floor. That's what you guys need to do. Okay, so only when you feel confident with the very easy version of the spinning hook kick should you move on to this next section, which is the more advanced version. It's much quicker, it's much more powerful. You need to know exactly how to do the back kick the way I've taught it in my previous tutorial, so there's a link for that up here. If you haven't seen that already, or you want to refresh your memory of that, go and watch that now and come back to this, because the beginning of this technique is exactly the same. If you're going to be here like this, and to do the back kick, you're basically just going to switch feet like that. That's the easiest way to do the back kick. From here, switch and throw that back kick out. Now, for me, the best way to do the spinning hook kick is exactly the same. I'm switching on the floor, and then at the last minute, instead of just kicking straight back like this, I'm just going to go higher and turn it into a hook kick. That's all you're going to do. So from here, I'm going to do the switch, but instead of it being a straight back kick, I'm just going to go high. And that is the easiest way and the most efficient way to do the spinning hook kick. If you're going to do a spinning kick, obviously you need to spin, but sometimes the floor just doesn't let you spin, but you still need to spin. So from here, again, you're going to do that, just that switch. I'm taking the weight off the floor and I'm just moving around like this. It's a tiny little jump, is what it is. I'm not actually spinning on the floor. So from here, there you go. So you see the feet. I'm doing it like that switch back kick. From here, think of it like a back kick. I'm here, that's your back kick. And at the last moment, just turn it into a hook kick. What's great about this kick as well is I can hide the kick from my opponent. The longer I keep my leg tucked in like a back kick, the longer it's going to look like a back kick. A back kick done properly, you're hardly going to see it coming anyway. So in that split second, from here I can turn it into the hook kick, or not. I can keep it as this, or I can turn it into the hook kick. It's entirely up to you. What you don't want to do is kick with a straight leg. When I do a spinning kick, it's almost like my foot is loose and it's whipping through. It's coming up here like this and it's whipping like that. You see that? It's not a stiff leg like this that you can see coming a mile off. It's that whipping hook kick motion, which you should have when you do that hook kick correctly. From here, to whip that foot through. So that when you do the spin kick, you're whipping it through. You're not going to see it to the last moment because I'm keeping it tucked in tight to my chest and keeping it here. And I don't throw the kick until the last moment. I hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it, then I throw the kick. So don't throw the kick too early, it would look like this. Wouldn't look too good. Hold on to it, keep your arms tucked in. Make sure you're using your elbows to get that spin as well. But more so it's about this switch and then the kick. What you say? What you say, mate? You talking to me? Talking to... Also, with all kicks, every single kick you do is very important. After you've thrown the technique and you've connected with someone, something or not, you have to regain your balance as quickly as possible. Whether it be the round kick, you need to come back to your fighting stance. Whether it be the side kick, you need to be back on your toes, ready to evade or come back with another strike. Same thing goes for the spin kick. You spin, kick, and then you're back into your guard, ready to go whichever way, whichever stance you want. It's really essential that when you practice this kick, you regain your footing and you're ready for whatever might come next. First movement I do is the shoulders and the elbow round this way, and of course the head. As soon as I can look where I'm going to kick, the faster I can do that, the more powerfully I'm going to kick. But you have to do that first initial movement as explosively as you possibly can. Once, of course, you've got the proper form and you understand the technique, then you can start exploding into it and really making it the fastest, most powerful and devastating version of the spin hook kick. Oh, come on. Not too stupid. Bash! I mean, it could be as simple as this, right? I've gone down the shops, I've got my mask on, I'm trying to get some groceries. Somebody comes up to me, he's closer than 2 meters. I say, oi, get back. He doesn't do it, bang! Fast as you like, him and the COVID's gonna get smashed all the way over the other side of the aisle, and there's your social distancing.
Human error. Evolution. This is the future.